Namaskar friends, this is NJ, your host on this channel. In this video, we will have our discussion on the change in the motion of the planet Mercury as Mercury is coming out of its retrograde motion today. So now friends, like you can fairly get this idea that I'm so happy that I'm wearing such a bright color shirt, which I all the time wear in any case, but it's just like that my Antardasha is also changing today. So after 3 long years, my long Venus Antardasha is changing today. So I was in any case in a very jubilant mode, and over and above that, what could be a better news that even Mercury is coming out of its retrograde motion. So now friends, talking about this event, so as you know that Mercury which has been transiting in the Taurus sign. So Taurus is considered as a good sign placement for Mercury in transit because Taurus belongs to Mercury's very good friend Venus. Second thing is that Taurus represents all the qualities which find harmony with Mercury, like Taurus represents your speech, Mercury also represents communication, Taurus represents finances. Mercury is a planet of commerce and trade. So in any case, this was a good placement for Mercury in transit. The only clause was that Mercury was retrograde from past couple of weeks. And trust me friends on this thing, like when we talk about the impact of planets in retrograde motion, like obviously excluding Sun and Moon, which never goes retrograde, it's just like that friends, other planets do not exert their retrograde influence as strongly as Mercury exerts, because in our daily lives Mercury has become an integral part of our life because of the advent of social media, digital media, internet and everything. We keep on coming across all those things that Mercury turned retrograde, I ended up buying something which I never wanted to, or in a mail my mail created some confusion, some misunderstanding at work. So the retrograde of Mercury is always a red flag sign. It might not have a long lasting impact, but on a short term, like where you have to multitask, you have to manage, you have to make quick impulsive decision making. So the retrograde of Mercury many times create hurdle over there. But friends, all the concerns of worry and anxiety are over now. Finally, Mercury is coming out of its retrograde motion. During this stay in the direct motion within the Taurus sign, initially it is going to be in the influence of the planet Sun till June 15th. And afterwards, like on June 18th, once Venus is also going to enter the sign of Taurus, it is definitely going to accentuate all the Taurusian qualities. Because Mercury, which is the significator of Lord Vishnu, and Venus, which is the significator of Goddess Lakshmi. So this combination in a way creates a Lakshmi Narayan yoga. And I have seen this thing in so many charts, because in majority of the charts, Mercury and Venus are all the time close to Sun only. But what happens is that if you will find that in whichever sign or house Mercury and Venus you will find conjunct, many times what happens is that native tend to remain very enthusiastic, very passionate, very active, very social towards the matters of those houses. So okay friends, this is something which I wanted to say as a basic overview of this transit. I have already explained this thing. Mercury's role becomes very important in today's day and age for all those people who are working with their skill, who are freelance, who are self-employed, commerce, trade, stand-up comedian, training tutorial, anything to do with, and specifically all those people who are still undergoing their studies, high school studies, graduation level studies. So Mercury becomes very important. Whether you have a travel and tour business, whether you work on commission, or whether you work as a journalist or as a writer, as an author or a blogger or influencer, Mercury is very important. So okay friends, now studying the results basis all the ascendants. So now friends, starting with the Aries rising people. So now friends, in your case, Mercury is going to turn direct in your second house, which can be seen as a very good sign. Now specifically, it is going to impact you more if communication becomes an integral part of your livelihood, or you are a freelance, self-employed, you have your own business, like specifically you're working in a bank, or like you are in any sort of family business, or you are a stand-up comedian, you are a content creator, you are an actor, you are a musician. So this can be seen as a very good time. Now friends, because I have recently uploaded a video on like Saturn is soon going to be turning retrograde on your 11th house, which is not making you vulnerable in any way. And with the influence and energy of Jupiter, and currently Mars is also like in a very empowered state in your 12th house, I would say this thing that all the matters of your financial management, your decision making will prove to be very fruitful. So I'm actually looking forward to that with your discriminatory intelligence, you will be able to make some sound, healthy, wise decisions pertaining to your finances. Moving ahead, friends, now for all the Taurus rising people. So now friends, in your case, Mercury is coming out of its retrograde motion right over there in your first house, which can be seen as a very good sign. Because friends, Mercury becomes a very important planet for you guys. It has got the rulership of your second house of your finances and the fifth house of risk taking, speculation, your intellect. So in a way, friends, it can be seen as a very good sign now, whether in your livelihood, like speaking, public speaking, giving presentation becomes an integral part, or you have your own business, you are a self-employed person, you are an entrepreneur, then also this can be seen as a very good sign. I would also say this thing, friends, that if the fifth house related matters are also straight away getting qualified in your case, because a lot of people who are like self-employed, they have contractual nature or line of work where every day you wake up with this hope that, you know, I will get some opportunity, I will get some work or some project to work on. So from all of those perspectives, the month of June seems to be very promising for you. So this whole month, Mercury is going to be well placed right over there in your first house. So I would say that, you know, try to put yourself into different ventures, because you will be able to do efficient multitasking during this month. And Saturn is also giving you proper thrust, being placed there in your 10th house, that too in a retrograde motion, making you very reflective, very introspective as well. So overall, friends, the planetary contribution, because in your case, even your your 11th house also is right now in a very accentuated state. All what we have to wait for is that let just Venus come out of your 12th house and enter your first house, and trust me, you will get the best out of this direct motion of Mercury taking place in your first house. Apart from all those things which we have discussed, it's just like that till the time your ascendant lord does not come out of your 12th house, specifically expenses, extravagance needs to be controlled. Moving ahead, friends, now for all the Gemini rising people, so now trust me, friends, no one is gonna impact as strongly as you guys, because this is your ascendant lord we are talking about. Now friends, definitely things are gonna take a positive leap compared to when Mercury was retrograde, because ascendant lord being retrograde in the 12th house where there is a lot of hidden energy, and retrograde Mercury many times give rise to those kind of circumstances where you are just in your head. You know, there is not as much of the trouble and problem around you, but you have created that within your own mind, and that becomes worse when specifically in someone's chart moon is afflicted or there is any influence of Rahu on the natal moon. But trust me, friends, now with Mercury, your ascendant lord turning direct, all the 12th house related matters and the worries and the problems, anxieties connected with the 12th house will stop bothering you. And also, if in any case like you're working in the 12th house related matters, like you are a yoga teacher, meditation teacher, or you're applying for a foreign university, so all those things can work out in your favor, or you will see a positive light coming your way. And also, friends, like I would also say that during this time you will also be able to manage your finances in a very efficient way. And lastly, friends, because right now in the transit, your 12th house, your 9th house is very accentuated. So I would say that take out time for your yoga, meditation, religious and spiritual austerity. This is kind of a very blessed time which you are currently going through. Moving ahead, friends, now for all the Cancer rising people. So now, friends, in your case, as you can fairly see that Mercury is going to turn direct in your 11th house, which can be seen as a very good energy, specifically from the financial aspect, if I were to say. Now, because friends, in your case, Mercury has got the rulership of the 3rd house as well. Like when we talk about if you are a musician, you are a graphic designer, or you are an artist, you are a painter. So for all those people, like specifically for the Cancer rising people, because your ascendant lord is a planet which represents imagination, creative talents. Over and above that, no matter how good artist you are, you have to perform for your that craft, right? If you are a painter, you have to take up the brush and you have to write something, you have to draw, you have to paint something. Same is the way for a story writer, for a graphic designer. So now beauty in your case is that it's not only that your ascendant lord makes you very imaginative, 3rd house is the house of skill, but also Mercury also has got the rulership of the 12th house as well. So for a Cancer rising person, although Mercury is not considered as a very auspicious planet, but if you will find Mercury to be well placed Trust me, Mercury can give you insight into unknown. Like you might be able to create a craft, create an art which no one has ever thought of. You might get this first comer advantage in your chosen craft. So definitely friends, for anything to do with the financial aspect, because it's very transparent, very clear, Mercury turning direct in your 11th house is a significator of lot many communication, lot many contacts, new opportunities and financial supplementary income or path towards that. Growth and development towards that can be foreseen with this planet of communication, commerce and trade turning direct right over there in your 11th house. Moving ahead friends, now for all the Leo rising people. So now friends, in your case, Mercury is a very important planet because Mercury has got the rulership of your house of income and house of opportunities, supplementary income and gains. So definitely friends, the direct motion of Mercury in your 10th house can be seen as a very good sign. Like for example, if lately you have been experiencing this thing that you're not able to manage things with a complete perfection, you're not able to multitask things or allot things properly, or if in your case public speaking, presentation is an integral part and you lately felt from the past couple of weeks that you are not able to give your best whenever you are facing the audience or facing the crowd. So trust me, once Mercury is going to turn direct, things are gonna come back to its normal self. Second thing is that if lately you have experienced some sort of misunderstanding, miscommunications with your bosses or people at work, so all those problems are also gonna dissipate once Mercury is going to turn direct in your 10th house. And also friends, for all those people who directly or straight away comes with within the Mercurian field, like you have a travel and tour business, you are a journalist, you are a writer, you are a blogger, so all those people are gonna get benefited with Mercury turning direct right over there in your 10th house. Moving ahead friends, now for all the Virgo rising people. So now definitely friends, in your case, Mercury is your ascendant lord. So anything where the Lagnesh gets involved, trust me, the impact is very strongly felt over there. So definitely friends, in your case, Mercury, your ascendant lord, is right now transiting in a very auspicious house, which is the 9th house. So whether you are a teacher, whether you are a publisher, you are connected with judiciary or anything to do with the travel, import, export business, all those people are gonna get benefited. You will definitely see that all those things which have come to a standstill, or you might have faced, if in the past couple of weeks you have faced any flaws, any setbacks in documentation, important contracts, legal binding, so trust me, all those things are gonna dissipate. And lastly friends, I will just say the same thing, that Mercury's transit from the 9th house, that to your ascendant lord, is a very auspicious time, either for the worship of the Lord Vishnu if you are a Hindu follower, or in any case, like basis your religion, reading the holy scriptures as it has been advised in your religion, in your faith, following that, doing those practices at the time when Mercury transiting from your 9th house can be seen as a very good sign of kind of extracting some good merit, good luck, good karma during that time. Moving ahead friends, now for all the Libra rising people. So now friends, in your case, as you can fairly see that things are gonna get little bit better, because Mercury was retrograde before, and that too in the 8th house. Now the concern with the Libra people is that you are very active, you are very social, you are the social butterfly of any group, and lately I don't know whether you have had been a victim of misunderstanding, miscommunication, things got out of the hand, misinterpreted. So I would say that all those miscommunication, misunderstanding is gonna go away. Second thing is that friends, see, I always say this thing, that specifically for the Aries people and the Libra people, you do not get that sort of dosha of the 8th house in any way, because somehow your ascendant lord has got the rulership of that as well. And I always say this thing, that if your ascendant lord has got the ownership of 2 houses, like if your ascendant is not of Cancer or Leo, so that means somehow those qualities comes very natural to you. So your this hand is by default know how to work in tandem with this hand. So same way friends, I would say that whether in your case, in your livelihood, you are working in the 8th house connected matters, you are currently engaged in the 8th house related matters like occult, sadhana, yoga, taxes, revenue, insurance, adult industry. So if you have been connected with or you have been working in the matters of the 8th house, so trust me, and you have been facing some sort of setback, last moment miscommunication, things getting out of the hand, you have been misinterpreted. So I would say all those possibilities and situations will go away once Mercury is going to turn direct. And the second thing is that, friends, try to understand this thing, that when we talk about out of all the 12 houses, which house has got that deeper penetrating insights? Like, trust me, even if you will look at the chart of Einstein, he had a very strong exalted Mars conjunct with Rahu in its 8th house. So when we talk about invention and coming up with something of which no one has had any idea, all of those miracles comes out of the 8th house. Because friends, your intellect, your mind is 5th house, but going deep and finding out unknown is the 8th house. So I would say that it's a very good time, apart from you being benefited and problems pertaining to 8th house, if lately that have been bothering you, they will go away. But also for meditation, for sadhana, for yoga, or taking interest in any occult, historical, research sciences during this month will prove to be very beneficial. You might end up gaining some hidden or that knowledge which you have not any idea about in the past. Moving ahead, friends, now for all the Scorpio rising. So definitely, friends, in your case, Mercury is going to turn direct right over there in your 7th house. Now Mercury is a very important planet for you guys because it has got the rulership of your 11th house and the 8th house. Now in a way, as per the planetary affinity and all of that, Mercury is not an auspicious planet for you for your Lagan. But the second thing is that when we talk about, like, I recently made a video on passive income. So like all those people who are relying on the royalties, there are those weeks and months where they did not earn anything, but suddenly and unexpectedly they made a very big fortune. The project or the article or the product which they put in the market, it's suddenly gone viral, it suddenly got everyone's attention. So that is the role, or that is the kind of miracle which Mercury holds that power to perform in your life, because 8th house and 11th house combination is about gaining big things unexpectedly. So I would say this thing, friends, that if in your case, like you are in any sort of business or political field, government field, where you deal with the masses, you are working in commerce and trade and business, you are a freelance self-employed person, so all those people are definitely gonna get benefited with Mercury turning direct in a very important house of business and commercial activities in your natal chart. And also, friends, like I have already explained this thing, that during this time even your friends and people in your network circle will also prove to be of your help, or you might also be able to kind of, some opportunity might also come because of your influence in the community, in the society, when Mercury is going to turn direct right over there in your 7th house. And trust me, friends, once Venus is also gonna come and get conjunct with Mercury over here, so all the 7th house related matters are gonna accentuate. Like, this could be looked at in this way, that all those people who are single, they might stand a chance to run into someone, or some love, romance starting up. And even within your existing relationship as well, like if things have got dried up in the past couple of weeks, so again that romance and some enjoyable moment and time with your partner can be experienced with this kind of planetary influence taking place in your 7th house. Moving ahead, friends, now for all the Sagittarius rising people. So now, friends, in your case, as you can fairly see that Mercury definitely is an important planet for you guys. It has got the rulership of your 7th house and the 10th house, and in transit Mercury is going to go direct right over there in your 6th house. So definitely, friends, like if lately you have been facing some sort of miscommunication, misunderstanding at your daily work life, or not being able to work with your best of the capabilities, not being able to multitask or manage things. Now, friends, I always say this thing, like, we overlook the importance of the 6th house, because 8th house is something which is completely unplanned. But when we talk about 6th house, if you will find afflicted, these are the kind of people who you will always see them suffering on daily basis. Like someday car got broken down, someday this thing happened, someday this thing happened, and they are always running around. And ultimately at the end of the day, output is not coming out, the much work they have been putting in. So just like that, sixth house needs to be dignified in everyone's chart. So now friends, over here definitely, if you, I have already explained this thing, if you have been facing the heat of sixth house related matters giving you misunderstanding, miscommunication, things going haywire at the last moment, 11th hour, all those things can get better or back in the shape. The second thing is that friends, because in your case Mercury has got a very important say, because the two most important houses of our profession, of our public image, our public dealings, specifically public dealings, are being controlled by Mercury in your rising sign. So I would say friends that Mercury turning direct in your sixth house can be seen as a very good sign that whether you are a freelance person, you are a self-employed person, you work with your craft, or you are on a top management, you are on a mid management where a number of people who report to you. So you will be able to do justice to your job designation, and you will also be able to find that depth in your craft, in your work. And definitely this is also a very good sign that you will be able to diplomatically win over any competition, any difficulties which might come otherwise from people who are inimical towards you or from your competition. So an upper edge from your competitors. Moving ahead friends, now for all the Capricorn rising people. So now friends, in your case Mercury has got a very important role because it has got the rulership of your 9th house of luck and fortune. And in transit, Mercury is going to be turning direct right over there in your 5th house. So now friends, I want to be very clear over here, like the kind of role which Mercury plays in your case, even its retrograde motion was not that weak or vulnerable for you. But trust me, now with Mercury turning direct will definitely be more promising, will definitely open up many doors. Because friends, whenever we talk about 5th house, not only it is a very important house for people having spiritual interest, for all those people who are undergoing studies, but also adventure, recreational activities, stock market, risk-taking abilities, speculative work, and Mercury somehow define and do justice to all these things which I just mentioned. So definitely friends, all these areas will take a positive leap. Now whether you are working as a publisher, you are still a student, you are an actor, you are a creative person, so all those people will definitely see the things taking a positive leap in their favor. And also friends, like basis your Lagna right now, because Saturn is or will be turning retrograde right over there in your 2nd house. So I'm not seeing much of the vulnerability. It's just like that in the matters of your finances and investments, you have to remain a little bit cautious, careful. But apart from that, apart from the investment portfolio, in all other areas, enjoyable experiences, opportunities, and all of the initiatives and risks taken by you might prove to be in your favor, or you will be able to calculate or foresee the risk much before in hand. Moving ahead friends, now for all the Aquarius rising people. So now definitely friends, in your case Mercury is a very important planet for you guys. It is a very good friend of your Lagnesh planet Saturn, and in transit Mercury is going to go direct right over there in your 4th house, which can be seen as a very good sign. So now friends, like specifically when we talk about all those people who are working in the fields of research or exploration, you are a scientist, so all those people will definitely get benefited. The only thing over here is that friends, in a way or somehow Mercury has got little bit enmity with the signification of the 4th house, because Mercury works with the logics and 4th house or moon has got a lot of emotions attached to them. So only if you can be very rational, very practical, and specifically for all those people in whose case their profession, their business is straight away connected with the matters of the 4th house, like you are working as a realtor, anything to do with buying and selling of vehicles or luxury goods, or dealing in luxury market and portfolio, so all those people will definitely get benefited. This planet of communication, quickness and spontaneity will definitely make you very opportunistic in the face of any kind of a lucrative opportunity which is gonna come to you. So I would say that friends, specifically the material and financial aspect connected with the 4th house, if you are actually working in that area, you are a farmer, anything to do with the agriculture and all of that, all those people are gonna get benefited. It's just like that on your emotional mental plane while dealing within the matters of your domestic family life, because sometimes what happens is that like we want to be at our emotional best within our home with our family members, and we want to be working with complete practicality outside of our home. but with this transit of Mercury, many times what happens is that it starts rationalizing the emotional connection and relationship as well. So try not to offend people around you, but for the financial gains perspective, this is a very good sign. And last, friends, for all the Pisces rising people, so now friends, in your case, Mercury is going to turn direct in your third house, which can be seen as a very good sign. Now, whether you are a trainer, whether you work in the fields of sales, media, marketing, travel and tour business, so all those people will definitely find that with this direct motion of the planet Mercury, and very soon Venus will also be entering in your third house. So definitely the prospects of your communication, your networking, your influence, new opportunities, the way you brand yourself, the way you market yourself, all of that is gonna take a positive leap. I'm also looking forward to some short journeys, some short travels for many of the Pisces rising people as well. And overall, friends, this direct motion of the planet Mercury will, like, if from the past couple of weeks it has made you, or all of your plans are gonna come and they just die and they get kind of rejected at the last hour, last minute. So trust me, now all of your plans, all of your strategies is gonna see the positive result with this transition in the motion of the planet Mercury, as it's gonna get direct right over there in your third house. Also, friends, not only short journeys, but also some very good time with your friends, with your colleagues and with your siblings as well can be foreseen with this transit of Mercury in your third house turning direct. So this is something, friends, which I wanted to say as a part of my inputs. For further more updates and notifications on the divine science of Vedic astrology, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and like my Facebook page. धन्यवाद.